The story begins in the 1980s, inside a luxurious hotel that was once a safe haven for the rich and famous. It was known for its glamour, lavish lifestyle, and grand parties that attracted powerful people from all around. But slowly, things started to change. A dangerous gangster moved into the hotel and began using it for illegal activities, secretly hiding all his money there. Because of this, fear spread, and famous guests stopped coming. Then one night, everything fell apart. The owner's wife was found dead, and the owner himself mysteriously disappeared. No one ever discovered what really happened that night, and soon after, the hotel was shut down forever. Later, it was revealed that the gangster was also killed, and his hidden wealth remained buried somewhere inside the hotel. Years passed, and the place turned into a dark, forgotten legend. One day, a girl decided to enter the abandoned hotel. As soon as she stepped inside, she was surrounded by complete darkness, and suddenly, an invisible force knocked her down and began dragging her by the feet. Terrified, she struggled to see what was pulling her through the darkness. But the moment she finally caught a glimpse of it, she fainted instantly. In the present day, we meet a girl named Diane, who runs a video channel along with her 5 friends. They are always trying to create something unique and exciting for their audience. To grab attention, they attempt a dangerous stunt where the entire group jumps from a moving train. The passengers are left shocked as the group lands on the tracks while the train speeds over them. At the last second, they press themselves against the wall and narrowly escape death. Despite risking their lives for the stunt, their video fails to get enough views, leaving the entire team disappointed. They feel frustrated because of all the effort and danger they went through, only to receive nothing in return. That's when Rick comes up with a new and shocking idea. He reveals that he has found a map of the Paragon Hotel, the same abandoned hotel from years ago. He explains that the place is famous for the gangster's hidden money, and many people who went looking for it never came back. According to rumors, a demon now lives inside the hotel and hates anyone who dares to enter. Hearing this, the team becomes excited and immediately agrees to shoot their next video there. They believe this idea will attract both treasure hunters and people who love ghost stories, helping them gain massive views. While discussing this, they receive a notification for a new video. When they watch it, their mood turns worse. It's from a former friend who left their group to join another team, and now he mocks them for their low views. This hurts them deeply, but instead of giving up, they become more determined to prove themselves. They begin planning their next big video at the haunted hotel. A few days later, just as they are ready to leave, a man named Frank suddenly arrives. He introduces himself as a news reporter and says he saw Diane's post about the hotel. He explains that he has always wanted to cover the Paragon Hotel story, but never had the courage to go alone. Now, he wants to join their team on this journey. At first, the group is suspicious and worries that he might be secretly working with the police. But Diane convinces everyone that having someone with knowledge about the hotel could be a big advantage. Finally, they accept him, believing it will help them create a better video and gain more views. After a short drive, they finally arrive at the Paragon Hotel. The building looks completely abandoned, with all the windows boarded up. They struggle to find a way inside until Frank mentions a hidden tunnel leading into the hotel. They walk through the long tunnel, but soon realize that the path ahead is blocked, leaving them feeling stuck. Just when they begin to lose hope, Vern discovers a much smaller tunnel nearby. It is so narrow that they have no choice but to crawl through it. Determined to make their video, they push forward despite the risk. As they move deeper, they start hearing strange noises. When they turn on their flashlights, they are horrified to see thousands of large rats surrounding them. Cora is especially terrified, but Frank steps in and shields her as the rats crawl all over them. Somehow, they manage to push through and finally reach the end of the tunnel. Inside, they find a power box sparking and a blocked gate preventing further entry. Deciding to search for another way, the group splits up to explore different paths. During this, Cora manages to break open a lock and leads Diane inside, bringing them one step closer to uncovering the dark secrets of the hotel. Without informing the other three friends, she moves ahead on her own. Once inside, everyone begins recording on their phones, capturing every moment for their video. As Rick starts introducing the hotel to their viewers, a sudden swarm of pigeons bursts into the air, startling everyone. At the same time, they hear the chandelier above them shaking violently, making the situation even more tense. Within seconds, the chandelier crashes down to the floor. Luckily, no one gets hurt, but the fear inside them continues to grow. Meanwhile, Diane reaches the grand ballroom and begins her live stream. Rick tries calling her, but she ignores the call and cuts it off. Suddenly, she hears a strange noise echoing through the room. At first, she assumes it's just rats and tries to ignore it, but curiosity gets the better of her and she decides to check. As she moves forward, an eerie presence builds behind her. A terrifying hand slowly appears in the darkness, reaching out toward her. In shock, her phone slips from her hand, and the live stream abruptly cuts off. Back with the group, Rick notices that Diane is missing and immediately becomes worried. He quickly tells everyone to split up and search for her. At the same time, Forrest is busy taking photos around the hotel. While exploring, he notices large claw marks scratched across the walls. Fear grips him instantly, and he runs back toward the group. In the background, a dark shadow silently follows him, unnoticed. When Vern shows the photos to the team, they finally realize that something dangerous is lurking inside the hotel, and their lives are truly at risk. Rick becomes extremely tense and insists that they must find Diane immediately and escape as soon as possible. They quickly form a plan. Since they are deep inside the hotel, they decide to head toward the reception area to find the master key and unlock the main entrance. The group splits again, with some searching for the key while others continue looking for Diane. Suddenly, a loud scream echoes through the halls. One of the girls has stepped into a hidden trap, and her foot is badly injured. Everyone rushes to her and works together to free her from the trap. Seeing her condition, they decide she needs to be taken to the hospital immediately. But Rick refuses to leave without finding Diane. Just then, they hear a phone ringing nearby. Following the sound, they reach another floor and discover something horrifying. In the center of the room stands a creepy tree with dozens of phones and cameras hanging from its branches. They realize these must belong to people who entered the hotel before them and never made it out. Among those devices, they find Diane's phone. They quickly grab it and try to check the recorded footage, hoping to understand what happened to her. But before they can see anything, the phone suddenly dies. At that moment, they sense that they are not alone. Within seconds, a group of strangers surrounds them. It turns out to be Jade's team, their former friend who had left them to join another channel. They had come here after seeing Diane's post, but their intentions are completely different. They believe Rick's team has discovered the hidden money and has come to take it for themselves. Jade's group pulls out guns and threatens them, demanding to know where the money is hidden. No one in Rick's team knows anything about the money except Frank. When a gun is pointed at him, he finally reveals the truth. He admits that he lied earlier about being a reporter. The real reporter was his wife, Amanda, who had done deep research on the hotel. She used to visit the hotel often when it was still open and knew exactly which floor the gangster used to stay on. Before disappearing, she had told Frank where the hidden money might be located. Frank explains that a few months ago, his wife came to the hotel with a photographer to shoot a documentary, but she mysteriously vanished. He reported her missing and searched everywhere, but the police eventually gave up on the case. When he saw Diane's post about the hotel, he saw it as his last chance to find his wife, which is why he joined the group. While Frank is sharing his story, Rick notices something shocking. One of the armed men is wearing his missing friend Ryan's handkerchief. At that moment, Rick realizes that Jade's team is responsible for Ryan's disappearance. Filled with anger, Rick suddenly attacks the man. But the man overpowers him and pushes him back. Rick loses his balance and falls over the balcony, crashing through the weak, broken floor below. He lands deep inside a dark pit. His team is furious, but they are helpless because the attackers have guns. The group demands to know where the money is again. Frank cleverly responds that the location is marked on the map, and Rick has it. He says this intentionally, hoping the attackers will try to rescue Rick to get the map. They move downstairs and spot a body lying across a wide gap, assuming it to be Rick. But reaching the other side is nearly impossible. That's when Cora steps forward, using her gymnastic skills. She grabs onto hanging wires and carefully swings across the gap, managing to reach the other side safely. But when she reaches the other side, she is hit with a terrifying shock. It isn't Rick lying there. It's just a skeleton, the remains of someone who was killed and thrown there long ago. Fear completely takes over her, and she immediately wants to go back. But before she can return, Jade cruelly cuts the wire, leaving her stranded, simply because she insulted him earlier and he holds a grudge against her. Meanwhile, Jade's team drags Frank upstairs. As they move through the hotel, they begin hearing strange noises coming from a closet inside one of the rooms. When they open it, a frightened girl suddenly comes out. Frank instantly recognizes her as Beth, the photographer who worked with his wife. He desperately asks her about Amanda, but she doesn't respond properly. Instead, she keeps repeating the same chilling words, saying that someone is coming and that he will kill them all. Just then, they hear heavy footsteps approaching the room. From the sound alone, they realize that whatever is coming is not human. Jade's team quickly reacts by closing all the curtains, turning off the lights, and putting on night vision goggles to search for the creature in the darkness. Suddenly, a horrifying demon appears out of nowhere. It attacks one of Jade's men, wrapping a metal rod around his neck and killing him instantly. Panicking, Mac and Dodd start firing their guns at the creature. But none of the bullets seem to affect it, and soon their guns run out of ammo. The demon crawls up onto the ceiling, moving like something completely unnatural. Then, all of a sudden, the lights turn back on. That's when they realize something even more horrifying. The bullets they fired didn't hit the demon at all. They hit Beth. At the same time, Dayan wakes up in a strange room, lying on a bed surrounded by flowers. The floor is covered with a creepy symbol made using lit candles, making it look like a dark ritual is about to take place. Elsewhere, Cora, who was left behind, continues searching for Rick all alone. While exploring, she hears a noise from inside a room and decides to check it. The moment she steps inside, the door suddenly slams shut behind her. Before she can react, someone grabs her arm and drags her under the bed. Terrified at first, she soon realizes it's Rick. He tells her that the demon is nearby and actively searching for them. Cora doesn't feel safe hiding under the bed, so she climbs into the closet instead, while Rick stays hidden below. Soon, the demon enters the room and opens the closet. At first, it doesn't notice Cora because she manages to climb high inside. But just as the demon looks up, someone attacks it from behind. It's Rick, who strikes the creature with a stick using all his strength. However, the attack has no effect on the monster. Instead, it only makes the demon even more furious. The creature grabs Rick by the neck, lifting him up, which gives Cora the perfect chance to escape. Cora runs out and rushes toward an elevator, but it isn't working. Thinking quickly, she finds the main power switch nearby and turns it on. With the power restored, she uses the elevator to reach another floor, where she discovers the security room filled with CCTV monitors. From there, she can see every part of the hotel. While searching the room, she finds old videotapes and decides to play one. The footage reveals a horrifying secret about the original owner of the hotel. In the recording, the owner himself admits that he was terrified of dying. To escape death, he made a dark deal. He explains that he could become immortal by turning into a demon with the help of the devil. But for that, he had to perform terrible acts. He had to worship the devil, kill his own wife, and eat her heart. Even that wasn't enough. To complete the transformation, he needed to kill many more people and consume their hearts. Finally, he reveals the last step. He must marry a girl, kill her, and eat her heart to fully break free from death. After watching this, Cora realizes the terrifying truth. The demon inside the hotel is actually the owner himself. He has been hunting people, killing them, and eating their hearts to complete his ritual. She also understands why Dayan is still alive. The demon has chosen her as his final victim, planning to marry her before killing her. Through the CCTV screens, Cora sees Dayan trapped inside that ritual room. At the same time, Jade's group finally finds the hidden money, unaware that the demon is already on its way to kill them. Back in the ritual room, Dayan finds a journal that reveals the exact same horrifying truth about the owner. She is completely shocked, but before she can escape, the demon enters the room and stares directly at her. For a moment, it leaves her there and goes after the others instead. The creature reaches the thieves who are stealing the money and immediately attacks one of them. It grabs her, chokes her, and then brutally tears open her chest with its claws, ripping out her heart and eating it. Watching all this through the cameras, Cora is left completely terrified. One of the thieves manages to escape and runs for his life, but the demon quickly chases him down without mercy. Then, through the CCTV screens, Cora spots Frank and Vern standing in a hallway. Her heart starts racing because the demon is heading straight toward them. Just then, she notices a dead body lying nearby with a walkie-talkie. Suddenly, she remembers that she also has one and quickly connects to their radio. She urgently warns them about the danger and guides them step by step to a safe hiding spot. Once they are out of immediate danger, she tells them to come to the security room as quickly as possible. But there is a problem. There are no stairs leading up, and the main elevator is not working. Cora tells them the only option is to climb through the elevator shaft manually. Frank suggests that Vern should climb first using the ropes. Once he reaches the top, both of them can pull Frank up safely. Vern begins climbing and manages to reach the top without any issue. But at that exact moment, the demon enters the lower area, targeting Frank. If Frank tries to climb now, the monster will catch him instantly. Realizing this, Frank makes a risky decision and tells Vern to drop the heavy elevator down onto the demon. Even though they hesitate, they follow his command. The elevator crashes down with full force, crushing the monster beneath it. Miraculously, Frank survives the impact. He contacts Vern and Cora through the radio and tells them to wait upstairs while he finds another way to reach them. As Frank searches the floor, he comes across a room with a dead body inside. Curious, he steps closer, and his heart shatters instantly. It is his wife, Amanda. The monster had brutally ripped out her heart and devoured it. Overcome with grief and rage, Frank swears to take revenge. Without wasting another second, he rushes toward the security room. There, he looks at the CCTV screens and sees something horrifying. The demon is forcing Dayan to wear a bridal dress for the ritual. Frank immediately runs toward the ritual room, determined to save her before it's too late. The moment he reaches, he attacks the monster and drags it out into the hallway. With pure determination, he grabs the creature and jumps off the high balcony with it. Both of them fall from a great height and crash directly onto the sharp branches of the creepy tree below. The monster gets impaled on the same tree where it had displayed the belongings of its victims. But the fall is too much for Frank. He sacrifices his own life to finally kill the demon. Dayan witnesses everything and is left completely shocked and heartbroken by his sacrifice. After gathering herself, she uses Frank's walkie-talkie to contact Cora and asks about Rick. Cora checks the cameras and reveals that Rick is lying badly injured in a room and might not survive. Refusing to accept that, Dayan runs to Rick and desperately tries to wake him up. He lies completely still, barely breathing. For a terrifying moment, she believes he is gone. But just when she is about to lose hope, Rick suddenly opens his eyes. Overwhelmed with relief, Dayan hugs him tightly, unable to hold back her tears. At that moment, Vern and Cora rush into the room, and finally, the four friends reunite. Together, they manage to escape the cursed hotel and make it out alive. Once they are safe, they upload all the footage they recorded, knowing they have captured something massive. The story of the Paragon Hotel spreads everywhere, and their shocking video goes viral, crossing over 100 million views. Famous personalities begin reacting to their video, and overnight, the surviving friends become huge celebrities. The story ends with their incredible success, after surviving one of the most terrifying nights of their lives.